Greetings, sunshines and sunnies. It is I, Queen J Lotus King Sunkiss, coming at y'all right quick, right fast. Maybe. Yes, maybe for this one, because it's for the Leos. Hey, gang, gang, it's good. Right here, all right. This one's for the Leos, strictly for the Leos. This one's for the Leos, the real Leos. Hey. But just like the others, this is also resonating with Sun, Moon, Rising, Lilith, Venus, and Saturn. So if you have a Leo placement of and one of them, tune in. All right. If you're concerned about your other placements, tune in to the other ones in the meantime, in between time. But without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get into the specificities of these cards come through. So our first two cards that we are starting off with here from the Sun and Moon Tarot, we have the Prince of Swords and the Emperor. Now the Emperor came out sideways, okay, but don't freak. So I think to y'all it will be this way, but to me it's this way. Nonetheless, okay, we're gonna break it down. So with this Prince of Swords here, so of course this is an air sign suit, right? So we're dealing with communication, words, all right, amongst travel, because the Prince here represents the page, and as you can see, he is riding a chariot led by an eagle. Ain't that something? Ain't that something just out of this world, honey? It's giving. Give into, okay? Surrender to your strangest ideas. I'm going to do y'all something special. But I'm going to save it to the end. Because something channeled through this morning. It was for me. But I am a Leo. And, of course, in order to do these messages, I have to have first get the wisdom. I had to go fishing first, baby. Whether I knew what I was doing it for or not. 3, 2, 1, as I said that. So, honey, okay? Pieces of clarity come through for me also. Oh, 3, 3, 3 bars. Yes, God, okay? Now, so there's this concept about the eagle, right? Real quick, right fast. There's this concept about the eagle. Okay, and it's this other bird, little black bird, little sparrow, little crow, whichever one it is. But it hop on the back of the eagle, just trying to fuck with him, just trying to do whatever he can to get to a child. But the eagle just fly, flickety fly high, honey. And eventually, that little black bird drop on out to the side. Okay, thought you could hitch a free ride, black bird. The devil is a lie. 422. As I say that, the devil is a lie, bitch. I'm the truth. And that's what we're dealing with here too. 432. On the clock, as I said that, right? Because, okay, as we handle that symbolism, that brings up this symbolism very closely. What you see that is right there? A sun, a very prominent sun going on there. And we are the sun. We are ruled by the sun. As Leos, honey, okay? All those other prominent placements going on as well. Identify your sun. All these bitches is my sons. Sun, energy. That being said, let's put it in a nutshell. So, with this Prince of Swords here, honey, Leo's been battling goons and goblins on the rocky road to Dublin. And you know it's not a coincidence that the man that plays Remick, 533 as I say this, is a Leo. I believe his birthday is August 1st. Luck of the Irish, honey. Big luck going on. So this is giving unexpected breakthroughs. Unexpected breakthroughs. And it's also a lot of transmutation going on. So I'm hearing the song, hold on, change is coming. Hold on, don't worry about a thing. Okay, just hold on, because hard work is paying off, yes, God. And also, every black hole that's tried to challenge the sun, honey, your enemies shall be your footstool, as well as that piss po energy being transmuted into very grand, abundant rewards for you. Now, reason why this here is sideways is because Leos are recognized as royalty of the zodiac, very spiritual royalty. Also, I mentioned in the Cancer reading that Cancer is one of the most psychic zodiac signs. Leo is another one of the most psychic zodiac signs. And that is why this card came out sideways, and that's why this layout look how it look. Because you having to, child, this rocky road to Dublin has been a very, 744 as I say that, has been a very elaborate journey of self-discovery in a multitude of layers. Yep. So, what keeps coming up here, I keep hearing. Now, this is some Emperor's New Groove, Lord for your ass. 808 on the clock as I say this. Yzma in Emperor's New Groove, in the original format, storyboard, original like idea that they had for it. Yzma had a song. I can't think of the name of it, but it goes like, snuff out the light, some night, to a world of darkness. So, Yzma's original goal in Emperor's New Groove was to steal the sun out the sky. Because she blamed the sun for her being ugly and ragged, losing her beauty amongst everything else that she felt like she lost. And so, the messages of this new moon, honey, is coming through to tell you, Spirit said, just say it. So, it's a harsh reality. But as a lot of you are already starting not to give a fuck even more than you already didn't give a fuck, you're about to not give a fuck even more. And part of you has been holding yourself back because you're a little frightened about how much more you have the ability and every right and reason not to give a fuck. Honey. Because, again, your enemies 10-10. Your enemies shall be your footstool. And y'all are having to make peace with it. Y'all are having to make peace with the fact, because what a lot of people don't want to recognize about us Leos, honey, is that we are very big-hearted, gracious-hearted. We let people be themselves. That's an aspect of the sun. Also, baby, we just shine. We don't interfere with nothing. We just shine. That's it. That's all. And we just let everything be as it be. But then, if and when these beings start trying to come at us, what else you think gonna happen? Like 11:11, as I'm saying this, honey, we ain't got no choice but to burn it to ashes. You flying too close to the sun. If you fly too close to the sun, what happens? What happens? Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. You ain't had no business getting that close to me. In other words, you ain't had no business crossing my boundaries. The boundaries are very clear. The chain of command is very clear. And it's about to be made even clearer. Because, honey, let's get through the rest of these cards as we go, right? And my figurines for the goddesses Sekhmet and Bastet, those are two main, like, African goddesses that resonate with Leo. They wanted to be present here today. You don't see them, but they're here. But so, y'all, next cards, okay? Now, don't fret, boo. Don't fret. We got bad news right here, right? And it reads, a rapid escalation of events causes panic and urgency. A sudden crisis disrupts your plans and creates chaos. The unbearable truth weighs heavily on your heart. Now, that sounds wild, right? It's okay. What the hell? This is bad news. What the fuck? So, for a lot of y'all, this bad news shit, whatever this is, it's already happened, honey. 13, as I stated, it's already happened. It's already something that you've been zoning on, shitting from, journaling about, doing your thing, your thug thizzle, battling about, standing 10 toes down in, all of that shit. It's giving a whole lot of back-to-back people on that bullshit. You spoke your speech, you said what you said. It was the truth. Folks gonna handle it. They wanna ostracize you. They wanna push you out. They wanna act like you ain't know what you was talking about. But victory is yours. Victory is mine. Victory today is mine. All right? Because accompanied by this card is also red flags in reverse. The reason why this card is in reverse is reaffirmation and confirmation of the vindication. Okay? Which is also what this card is indicating about reparations for your unjust pain and suffering. Because some folks is with the trickery dickery doc. This reads, you're giving too many fucks. Give zero. Okay? And so what this is getting into is a lot of people having you fucked up, turning their back on you, talking shit, going out their way to commit, to making you a villain, demonizing you and all of the things, just doing whatever, disrespect and disregard, trying to compete, trying to just trying too motherfucking hard, doing the most and ain't doing shit. And so what's crazy is that because y'all have been just press the swords with it on y'all shit, focused on you, doing your thing, flying like an eagle, just steady trying to rise, the only person you've been competing with really is yourself. And it's been like crowds and crowds and crowds of other motherfuckers trying to compete with you. But you've been so focused on your shit, you ain't really hearing it. Like, you know what's going on, but you just like, on my shit, on my shit, on my shit, on my journey, on my journey, on my journey. We're gonna get there, right? Yes. So, all amongst that, how, and this is another thing to make peace with, a part of how this vindication is coming is through, this may not resonate with everybody, but for a lot of you, a part of how this vindication is coming is through one or some of a person or people in these crowds of haters trying to compete, because you've been not giving them what they want, any attention, any feedback, any like strengthening of yourself. You ain't been over explaining, you ain't been doing the most, you know, you've been really on your evolution shit. And so they finna be trying harder and harder and harder and harder and harder to be seen. And that's a part of how your vindication is gonna come. It's just a little bit of irritation on the side, because it's like a gnat at your picnic that you've been trying to ignore, that you've been trying to let make it. You've been trying to just focus on the best of your meal, honey, but that gnat just keep gnatting. And finally, honey, you gotta acknowledge it. But this time, it's going much better. Instead of it being all wrapped up in this like whole shots bang rang out, ostracism, you know, all of this extra read all about it to push you out. The chickens are coming home to roost. 18 on the clock, as I say that. 8 is a number of infinity. 1 is a number of new beginnings. And 18, 1 and 8 put together is 9. Endings. That cycle of people acting like the sun is bothering them when all it do is what it's supposed to do. Like, think about it. Global warming. Global warming don't exist because of the sun. It exists because humans doing shit and or not doing shit that they ain't got no business doing. The sun just do what it do, okay? And don't get it twisted. This is not to say that, you know, Leos are just perfect and they don't do nothing. We'll get into it. Right now, what's channeling through is the focus on the North Star, the biggest North Star, which is that of the sun. Turn your face towards the sun. Let the shadows fall behind you. As we proceed to give you R&B motherfuckers what you need, and what you need is these next cards. The world needs your voice, your power. Just don't use it for dumb shit. Now, I probably say it in a slightly different order. The world needs your power. Use your voice. Just don't use it for dumb shit. Same thing. You get the heat, cuz. And so, as you can see, the other side of that card says, you are talented and fucking amazing. Amazing. All right? So, getting into those flaws, right? Which, like a lot of times, is that big old bad boy anger. All right? So, I'm picking up a Libra energy in here, too. There is a concept, theory, if you will, of Leo and Libra once being the same sign, and then at some point through evolution, splitting, which I feel like makes a lot of sense. They have the commonality of defense. 21, as I say that. They have the commonality of being very, like, having a very defensive nature, basically. It's in our nature to defend. Defend ourselves, defend our honor, defend our friends, defend our family, defend our home, defend the pride, defend. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing. All the while, choosing your battles is key, as well as choosing your weapons. All right? Now, it is Aries that is often represented as the Emperor. House of Never. Kingly, queenly energy through evolution. It is what it is. All right? So, the lot of Leos, 22, as I say this, the lot of Leos have been in a long initiation to evolve the energy that is already evolved as fuck. Yeah. Grand expansion type shit. Jupiter type shit. And so we've been challenged even more, along with Libras, been challenged a lot more last year and this year specifically surrounding anger and how we respond to anger, with anger, all of the things of that nature. And so, again, the world needs your power. Anger is a major part of Leo's superpower. Much like the goddess Sekhmet. Y'all go fishing, baby. Okay? Y'all go fishing. I may leave a link in the comments or whatever. But Leo's anger is our superpower. It can also be our kryptonite. You know? Sometimes a soldier fall on his own sword. Very, very similar to Libra. Whereas with Libra, their mouth tends to get them in trouble. Leo's mouth tends to get them in trouble more so as it concerns saying things that are truthful in a raw, uncut manner. Libra tends to get in trouble more so because they are saying what they want to happen, saying what they think ought to be the truth, not realizing that they are casting spells with their words. And so what Leo can get lost in the sauce of is not realizing how people will harvest their anger and try to turn and flip it on them to make us seem unstable. And that parallel goes on with the Libra energy as well. The reason why this is like hella important is because it's giving heavy fame energy as well as matriarchal, patriarchal energy, and to whom much is given, much is required, as well as I'm picking up entrepreneurs as well, people running, their own businesses, having to run their own businesses, mogul type shit, perhaps, all right, multifacetedness and shit, perhaps having a lot to gain, therefore having a lot to lose. So you need your power. You need your anger. You need that sharp tongue, that sharp wit. You need it. You just need to balance it with a keen routine of a lifestyle of calling your higher self in to divinely direct your anger and that sharp tongue of yours amongst, hands, feet, and all of the objects. All right. Know when to hold them and when to fold them. Know when to walk away. We don't run. A mess. So with that, we have seriously just do it in reverse. Now the other side of this is fucking apologize. You ain't got shit to be sorry for. Folks gonna be mad. Folks probably gonna think I'm biased for this reading. That's what came through. I did everybody's pull the exact same way, honey. That's what came out. I didn't even know that that's what they said on the other side until I pulled it out. Baby, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. And the singer of that song is also a Leo. And I played that song today. Nothing's a coincidence, honey. Nothing's a coincidence. It is what it is. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. What they talking about ain't talking about nothing. What they talking about ain't talking about nothing. Ain't talking about nothing. That being said too, with this vindication that's coming through, don't be extending no remorse and compassion. And, oh, I'm sorry too for my part. And, oh, we can just This is not the time to be humble. That don't mean overkill. That don't mean I had this with you. That don't mean act a fool. Because that's gonna evolve Leo energy. That don't mean act a fool. Okay? Balance the trickster. House and Nova. If you feel like thank you for your services, I call you, don't call me. Period. If you feel like directing all your forgiveness to yourself, if you feel like forgiving the situation and not the person, like that's what's coming through here, honey. That's what's coming through here. And that being said too, as we get into these yes or no answers, and I definitely, I pulled some extra cards for some clarification, confirmation for us. Yes. So as we get into these yes or no answers to Leo's most prominent questions, first answer we have here is no. No. Last minute changes, too late, behind schedule. So when this card first came out, I heard ideas. And as I was steadily like channeling on it, it just kept, landing on ideas. So this is ideas in like a multidimensional sense in a way. So it's a no as it concerns your idea of whatever it is. So for example, if you asked, am I going to get the new job of my dream? It's a no to the idea that you've had in your mind of how and what it is, where it is, how it goes, how it works, how it's gonna play out, how it's gonna come out of it. It's a no to the idea of that. Last minute changes, too late, behind schedule. I'm hearing this is a systematic thing, whereas it's certain concepts that you're thinking of that's a part of your dream that are not about to exist anymore, and or for some of you it's not about to have the same worth, if you will, and or it's not going to have the same worth to you, or it already doesn't have the same worth to you. It don't hit different to you. You already feeling different about certain things that you thought you wanted. And so that's also why this is a no. And that's also a part of the last minute changes. Like You thought you wanted all of this and that and the third. And at the last minute, like right as you want to break up, knowing that something great is coming, you're like, well, it is what it is, because when I thought I wanted, I don't want that shit no more. And so the clarification card that came out for it is trap in reverse. And it reads, I fear you may be falling for a false flame, one that only brings temporary happiness. And for some of you, you've already experienced this. You've already been through the like third party situation of trying to make a decision between this person and that person, what you want to do, and this and that, blah, blah, blah. And for others, it's referencing the idea. That idea was a false flame. The passion you thought you had for something, a craft, a journey, a career, a relationship, the passion you thought you had for it, suddenly, all of a sudden, just one thing happened. You woke up one day, the wind blew, and you just had an epiphany. It was just like, actually, no. I'm also seeing, like, someone being left at the altar. I see 3, 2, 1, as I said that. I don't know who that's for, but good luck, or something. Hey, whatever it is, at least you get out or got out before you got up there promising stuff to God that you weren't gonna be able to commit to. But yeah, that's just literally what channeled through, like seeing somebody at the altar and just snapping into a Slim Jim and being like, I don't. Peace. That's fucked up. All the while, it's like what Spirit is channeling is that it's a, like, life's rejection is God's protection type shit. And to be very clear, also not to like humorize this shit, you know, much to act like that's like some cool ass shit to do or nothing. But it's also whoever this resonates with, even if it's not the literal sense of leaving somebody at the altar, but like you just look up one day, or somebody that you've been kicking it with for a long time or dating for a long time or whatever, they just suddenly say this one thing that has you like disgusted, and suddenly you like, you know, I'm gonna head out, because that might be hurtful and come off fucked up. But Spirit is saying, not only are you protecting them from further unnecessary suffering, but you're also protecting yourself from bad karma, protecting yourself from dishonoring yourself and committing to a lie, performing, acting like you still fuck with this person and you don't. Ciao. So, we also have a yes. Hey, it's going swimmingly off the hook, in the flow. Yeah, that was a lot. That was a lot. But okay. Okay. It's going swimmingly off the hook, in the flow. It is what it is. So the clarification card with this though is the Sisyphus card. And the concept of the Sisyphus is pushing something big and heavy outrageously up a mountain just for it to roll back down, and you got to start all the way back over. And so this card reads, I'm sorry for dragging you into this Sisyphean task. It feels like we're both pushing that boulder up the hill, only to see it roll back down. I'm gonna read it again. I'm sorry for dragging you into this Sisyphean task. It feels like we're both pushing that boulder up the hill, only to see it roll back down. So, a part of this is the divine realm speaking. The divine realm is apologizing to us. For real. The divine realm is apologizing to us because they are acknowledging and have been seeing the constant cycle of wars and battles that we did not start. We might have had some overkill responses here and there. But don't start none, don't be none, don't drive me crazy and then try to call me crazy. Like, what the fuck? And so this is the divine realm acknowledging that. And that's a part of why this Leo collective is being rewarded with ease through this new moon in Scorpio. The ease will be a part of the reparations from all of the hell. But I'm also hearing the divine realm, like they're explaining a part of the reason why some of these cycles went on for so long is because God's grace tries to allow for people to get the notion to use their free will. I've been wondering why this card kept catching my eye this whole time. Finally, we know why. It reads change up here. But the divine realm was constantly trying to give other people who also were supposed to have divinely designed destinies, but they just kept choosing not to properly use their free will. You see this? It's a light and dark army. Which side you choose? The truth will set you free, but first it'll piss you off. And so amongst that's why there's also that makes sense, like what came through this no card about like certain things that you've been wanting that's you feel like was a part of your dreams. Some of it is not about to exist anymore. There are some worldly channelings that I've been picking up in this reading, which also came through with like that fame energy and like very prominent matriarch boss as energy. I can't say all what it is at this time, however it does have a lot to do with the general consist the general consistency of how society, the system of this society, has treated people who speak the truth, who show up purely, truthfully, as themselves, unapologetically. And that's also a part of why, you ain't tripping, that's also a huge part of why the divine realm is sending that apology. Because they're also acknowledging how a plethora of times that there could have been divine intervention, but they chose to spark a redirection to assure that all the weapons formed against the truth be dissolved in their conception. 4141, as I said that, which also equals to 55. 5 is a number of drastic change. It's one of those things like, you know how I've seen this done on reality shows, on therapy shows, and also seen like some parents do this with their kids if they have the baby cam, and they will like sit and watch like one child start a fight with the other one, just to see the patterns, just to see like the mindset of the children and how the shit actually be playing out, just to get a real keen view of how the people in the situation, the kids in the situation, really think, act, and react to shit. And so that's again filling in the blanks as to like why it's taking so long for a blatant divine intervention, because spirit has been sitting back and watching and taking notes on all of the tests, seeing how people handle the truth and use their free will. And so the time has come. The chickens are here to roost. Another part of this card, it also ties with these. And again, when it comes to this like drastic switch of you feeling like, okay, 1 minute you felt so attached to this, and the next minute you was like, fuck it, I'm gone. Again, don't get lost in the sauce of time, because some of you have already experienced this, some of you just experienced this, some of you are experiencing it now, some of you are about to experience it. If I said that. So this is going back to these cards here. That was that, sudden change of last minute changes, too late behind schedule, all that good shit. Now you see me, now you don't. So that's like a call and a warning. It's a call to action as well as a warning, a reminder of who you are and who you always need to be, which is to take accountability for the impact that your words have, the impact that your power has, the impact that your voice has, the impact that your actions has, the impact that your presence has, therefore the impact that your purpose has. So it's a need to accept that anything you do, say, anything that you are, anything that you be, it's gonna always hit different. Now honey, as you can see, I had to shift the shit, which evidently I should have done in the first place, huh? Ain't that some shit? Nothing's a coincidence, huh? Shifts, better lighting, should have been here in the first place. Message. So yeah, as I was saying, having to accept that what we do, what we say, who we are, who we be, hits different. Therefore, as much as we're meant to make a living, having fun, coming as we are, living lively in our truth, we must also remember, 5-5 as I say this, that of course we're still human, so we're still flawed, all right? So as much as we can be right a lot of the time, we ain't always all right. So that being said, it's also cause to reflect on times where you have been in the wrong. 1, 2, 3, as I say that, reflect on times where you have been in the wrong one way or another, okay? Maybe even times where you were in the right, but maybe you did a little too much. Because when you do greatness, it's fruitful and multiplicative, respectfully, okay? Everything you do hit different. And when you do clownery, the clown comes back to bite 10 times harder. It's not a coincidence either, being the fact that what I say, honey, the uninvolved form of Leo is the foolish fool. That is 222, as I say that. Okay, okay. Heaven is the head that wears the crown. To whom much is given, much is required. Again, 234, as I say this. Meant to make a living, having a good old time, living your best life. All the while, that also means that you have to invest more than the average person in protecting your peace in more ways than one, amongst protecting your harvest in more ways than one, so that you don't be loop-de-looping and pulling, let alone evoking redundant Sisyphus cycles. Okay? Leo, check that ego. 333, as I say that. Keep that ego in check. Okay? Don't cut your head off to spite your body. All right? All right. Them haters keep on talking. And they're going to talk themselves right on up on your vindication. And with all that being said, child, if I do say so myself, honey, I have milked this cow dry. Pause. Dot your life. I said I was going to do something special. So check out this card right here. This is from the Earth Warrior Oracle. All right? And the concepts of this card heavily resonate with this here reading. Chakana. Yeah, it's time to cross the threshold. And I am going to read what it says from the book. Not the whole thing. As I say this thing. Not the whole thing, but a little bit, a little taste, and then the prayer that is with it. All right? Chakana. Time to cross the threshold. A threshold appears, bringing an ending so complete that it is no longer possible to return to what has been. The light of the stars is your faithful guide into this new world. As you trust in your divine connection, deconstructed forms shall reshape themselves into relevant, helpful, and beautiful new ways of living, thriving, and expressing your true self. Trust in your strangest ideas, in that which is different, inspired, or unconventional. This crossing is healing and furthers the activation of your divine potential. Okay, y'all go fishing, baby. And the prayer of affirmation reads with it. May the unconditional love of the celestial grace of the divine bless the highest expression of pure love on this planet through all systems, all beings, all creations. May my destiny and the love and destiny of all earth warriors manifest through unconditional love and divine grace for the greatest good. May the lives of all in the here and now know the grace of divine love made manifest. May the deeper realms of existence provide energy filtered through the purifying veil of unconditional love so as to the greatest good of all. So be it. Ashe, I say, Shalom Mashrei. Yes. Or they y'all be calling be hallelujah. And with all that being said, child, if I do say so myself, honey, I have milked this cow dry. And I am thoroughly appreciative for the exchange of vibes. And if you're feeling synchronized, please do me a divine design and like, share, and subscribe so that you can be one of the first to be back through these clean quarters for the next time. And be sure to bless that comment section with your questions and conversations. And as always, I bid you in all ways light, love, healing, and liberation. Emphasis on liberation. Mwah.